Alright, what is already Pretender here, back with another Honkai startup guide, and today I'm going to be providing a full build guide on Jingliu. Jingliu will be returning during the second half of 2.1 alongside Aventurian. Jingliu still to this day remains as one of the best, if not the best, DPS in the game. This is the final guide I have of the 2.1 characters. I've already made one for Akron, Luotra, and Aventurian, so definitely check those out. So yeah, before I get into the video, if you guys could drop a like on the video, hit the sub button, turn on the bell icon for future videos like this, along with other types of guides, showcases, summons, funny challenges, all that kind of stuff. And let's get straight into the video. So Jingliu is an ice character following the Path of Destruction. Her basic attack deals ice damage equal to 100% of Jingliu's attack to a single enemy. Her skill deals ice damage equal to 200% of Jingliu's attack to a single enemy and obtains it one stack of, I'm not going to try to say that, I'm just going to call it stacks. Her ultimate deals ice damage equal to 300% of Jingliu's attack to a single enemy, and deals ice damage equal to 150% of Jingliu's attack to any adjacent enemies. Gains one stack of, after the attack ends. Before I can talk about the stack bonuses, I will talk about the actual talent because that is important. When Jingliu has 2 stacks, she enters Spectral Transmigration state. With her action advanced by 100% and her crit rate increases by 50%, then Jingliu's skill Transcendent Flash is enhanced to Moon on Glacial River. And only this enhanced skill is available for the use in battle. So what that means is when you do gain 2 stacks, you enter the transformed state, and the skill that you have here becomes this one down here. Now I will talk about this before continuing the talent. It becomes a blast, so it's no longer a single target, it is now a blast. Deals ice damage equal to 250% of Jingliu's attack to a single enemy, and deals ice damage equal to 125% of Jingliu's attack to adjacent enemies. Consumes 1 stack. Using this ability does not consume skill points. Moving back down to the talent, when Jingliu uses an attack in the transformed state, she consumes HP from all other allies equal to 4% of their max HP. This cannot reduce allies' HP lower than 1. Jingliu's attack increases by 540% of the total HP consumed from all allies in this attack, capped at 180% of her base attack, lasting until the current attack ends. Jingliu cannot enter the transformed state again until the current transformed state ends. The stacks can stack up to 3 times, and when the stacks become 0, she'll exit the transformed state. Pretty much, once you do get the transformed state, you're able to use the enhanced skill, which is this one right here. Every time you do use it, you will slowly be going down, and once you hit 0, you'll revert back to her regular form. So now moving on to her technique. After using this technique, creates a dimension around Jingliu that lasts for 20 seconds, and all enemies in this dimension will become frozen. After entering combat with enemies in this dimension, Jingliu immediately regenerates 15 energy and obtains 1 stack, with a 100% base chance of freezing the enemy targets for 1 turn. While frozen, enemy targets cannot take action and receive ice additional damage equal to 80% of Jingliu's attack at the start of every. Only one dimension created by allies can exist at the same time. Now for our bonus abilities. First one, while in the transformed state, increases ultimate damage by 20%. Second bonus ability, after using Transcendent Flash, which is the base form's skill, the next action will be advanced forward by 10%. And her final bonus ability, while in the transformed state, increases effect res by 35%. Moving on to her Eidolons. Her first Eidolon, when using her ultimate or enhanced skill, Jingliu's crit damage increases by 24% for 1 turn. If only one enemy target is attacked, the target will additionally be dealt ice damage equal to 100% of Jingliu's attack. The second Eidolon, after using ultimate, increases the damage of the next enhanced skill by 80%. Her fourth Eidolon, during this transformed state, the attack gaining from consumed allies' HP is additionally increased by 90% of total HP consumed from the entire team. The cap for attack gained this way is also increased by 30. And her final Eidolon, when Jingliu enters the transformed state, the stacks limits increase by 1, and Jingliu obtains 1 stack. While she is in the transformed state, her crit damage increases by 50%. So all her Eidolons very much benefiting on the transformed state. All of them are directly tailored towards it. Very, very good dupes. Moving on to her best Lightcones. Her best Lightcone will be her signature Lightcone. It is practically just perfect for her in every way possible. What it does is increases the wearer's crit damage by 20%. When an ally excluding the wearer gets attacked or loses HP, the wearer gains 1 stack of Eclipse, up to a maximum of 3 stacks. Each stack of Eclipse increases the damage of the next wearer's attack by 14%. When 3 stacks are reached, additionally enables that attack to ignore 12% of the enemy's defense. This effect will be removed after the wearer uses an attack. So this is really easy with her because her in her transformed state consumes the HP of your entire team. So it is very easy to stack it up, and she is practically the only character in the game that does that. So this Lightcone is practically just really good for her and only her. and she just benefits this to a perfection state. Another option you can do is a free-to-play Relics+Lightcone on the fall of an Aeon. What it does is whenever the wearer attacks, their attack is increased by 8% in this battle. This effect can stack up to 4 times. After a character inflicts a weakness break on an enemy, the wearer's damage increases by 12% for 2 turns. And at R5, the attack increase goes up to 16%, and the damage increase goes up to 24%. Overall, this is a very easy to stack up light cone, especially if they are just weak to ice, because they have to be weak to ice. So overall, this is just a really good light cone for her attack and her damage dealt. Even if you don't have the second part with the weakness break, it is still a very good option. Another really good option is Under the Blue Sky. What it does is increases the wearer's attack by 16%, and when the wearer defeats an enemy, the wearer's crit rate increases by 12% for 3 turns. And at R5, you get a 32% attack bonus and a 24% crit rate bonus. You don't need too much crit rate with Jingliu, but it's not the point where you need none. You're still going to need some, and this one helps out a lot, just for defeating an enemy, which is very, very manageable. And the attack increase is also very nice. Another pretty decent option is a Secret Vow. What it does is increase the wearer's damage by 20%. The wearer also deals an extra 20% of damage to enemies whose current HP percentage is equal to or higher than the wearer's current HP percentage. And at R5, the damage dealt becomes 40%, and the extra one is also 40%. So just getting a ton of damage dealt bonuses is very nice. And if you do have the second part, it is becoming even better. You don't need the second part for this light cone to be pretty good. Overall, the first part giving you 40% damage dealt is really good, and if you can get the other part, which is still very manageable to do, it is also very good. Overall, her signature light cone, if you are pulling for her, would definitely recommend going for a signature one, just because it just gives you so much crit damage, damage dealt, ignoring defense. Very easy to do because of what she does. It's just a fantastic option. If you don't have the funds and you have the ability to R5 this one is definitely the second best one. Under a Blue Sky, if you do have a bunch of them, is still a fantastic option. And a Secret Vow is a pretty good option nonetheless. Moving on to her best relics, a very good option overall is going to be the 4-piece Hunter of the Glacial Forest. The 2-piece increases ice damage by 10%, and the 4-piece, after the wearer uses their ultimate, their crit damage increases by 25% for 2 turns. Overall, this is the best consistent option, so if you overall just want a consistent option, this one will be the way to go. Another thing you can do is run 2-piece of the ice set and 2-piece of the debuff set. That is also a fantastic option. And if you can have all 3 debuffs on the enemy, the debuff set actually does become her best in slot. Overall, what it does is the 2-piece increases damage to enemies with debuffs by 12%, and the 4-piece increases crit rate by 4%. The wearer deals 8%/12% increased crit damage to enemies with at least 2/3 debuffs. After the wearer inflicts a debuff on enemy targets, the aforementioned effects increases by 100%, lasting for 1 turn. Considering that you usually will have a debuffer on the team when you are running with Jingliu, could be Pela usually, can also be Silverwolf, anything like that, it is pretty easy to have uptime on this set. So if you can have 3 debuffs on the enemy, the Pioneer does become the best overall set. But again, for overall consistency, you could just run 4-piece Ice or 2-piece 2-piece. Moving on to the best planar ornaments, her best planar ornament will be Rudolin Arena. What it does is increases the wearer's crit rate by 8%. When the wearer's current crit rate reaches 70% or higher, the wearer's basic attack and skill damage increases by 20%. Pretty much this means if you were running this, you just need to get a total of 12% crit rate from substats, just because you will be getting a 50% crit rate increase when you do enter her transform state. So while the 70% does seem steep, it is insanely easy to get with Jingliu. And since her main damage will come from her skill, this definitely does give the best increase. A close second option is the Glamoth, and what it does is increases the wearer's attack by 12%. When the wearer's speed is equal to or higher than 135/160, the wearer deals 12%/80% more damage. Even at 160, Rudolin Arena does have the slight edge, but if you can reach 160 speed, this is not far off, and it is also still her second best set, even if you are at 135 speed. So if you can get to 135 speed, which for the most part you should, it will still be the other best option. Another option, if you do just have good pieces laying around, is Space Sealing Station. What it does is increases the wearer's attack by 12%. When the wearer's speed reaches 120 or higher, the wearer's attack increases by an extra 12%. This one is definitely not better than Glamoth, even with 135 speed, and is definitely not better than the other one, but you still can use this one. Moving on to the Relic main stats. For the body, you are going to be rocking crit damage. For the feet, you'll be rocking speed. For the orb, you will be rocking ice damage, and for the link rope, you will be rocking attack percent. Now for the substats, you want to get enough speed to where you hit the breakpoints. You want to make sure you do have at least 134 speed or higher. Past that, you want to mainly be getting crit rate and crit damage. I know she does give a bunch of crit rate, but you still want to make sure you do get enough crit rate to where all the extra stuff you do get is still nice, because with just them you're getting up to like 50-ish%. So you want to make sure you have, I would recommend at least 25 to 35 crit rate, and anything past that is just extra. Crit damage will be mainly the priority just so you can get more damage, and then past that is mainly just attack percent. So yeah, breakpoint speed, once you get to 134 speed or higher, mainly crit rate, crit damage, and past that will be attack percent. And so yeah, that is the full build guide on Jingliu. Even with the release of upcoming characters, Jingliu will probably have a very, very, very solid slot, being still one of, if not still, the best DPS in the game. Even if she does get dethroned as that slot as DPS, especially with the release of Sparkle with Danheng or the upcoming character Akron, Jingliu will still retain as being one of the best DPSs, and she will still have the spot of being the Ice DPS because Ice DPSs are very much lacking right now. And so yeah, I hope you guys did find this video helpful. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning on the Jingliu rerun, what banners you're going to be going for in 2.1. Me personally, I am going for every single banner in 2.1. I'm getting Akron and her Lightcone. I'm getting a Luocha just for the E1. I'm getting a Ventura and his Lightcone, and I'm getting Jingliu and her Lightcone. And after the Jingliu and Lightcone, I'm going to go balls deep trying to see how many dupes I can get in a Ventura and his Lightcone. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.